What's up, everybody? How you doing? Oh shit! I already fucking forgot your name, bro.
Shane and Tony.
Okay, I almost said Gabe for some reason, and then I went, no, it's Shane, and then I was like, oh, you better just check, and I was like, let me just make sure. Okay,
you can call me whatever you want, man.
let's go. That's how I roll too, bro. I'm like, you call me Uncle Shithead, I don't care. Okay, Shane and Tony. Oh my goodness. Okay, all right, let's try this one more time. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to the Punk Rock Review Podcast. I've got a couple of homies here from y'all all the way up in Canada, right?
Yep, you betcha. Central Canada.
Let's go, dude. So we got Tony and Shane. I almost said Gabe again, bro.
You got her there.
So, okay, this is an interesting thing, man. These dudes are in a band called Repair. They're also in a band called KRASH, who I discovered completely separately. Like, it was like, I don't even know how it happened. Like, I think there's that channel Fellow Punk, and I think I was just skimming through his stuff, and I was like, oh, cool, D-Beat stuff, love it. And then when I talked to you, Tony, on Instagram, you mentioned it, and I was like, I think you might have mentioned it in like a comment, and I was like, no way, this is the same guy from that band Repair, because I sent you that video of the Walkman thing. Did you happen to watch that video?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So you know why I sent it to you. So I actually went and let's see. I have all this crap sitting next to me. I should have got this prepared. But I basically walked in from dinner to sit down. I got 3 kids, so my ass is busy all the time.
Yeah, I believe it.
So when I was getting like started with tapes again, and I knew I wanted to like maybe start a label, and I also wanted to have stuff to look at as reference material. I'm very much a supporter of independent bands and music and business and such. So I bought this tape, and this is their tape. And I bought 2 copies, one for me and one for the shop. That shop one's long gone, bro. I got rid of that a long time ago. It's fucking rad, dude. That's why. And so it's really cool. It's really cool to have 2 bands that are so different. But I guess my question would be is like, how in the world did y'all go from a band that sounds like a combination of Judge and Death Threat to a DB like crust band, and then you do vocals on both? Like,
yeah,
how did that? Because while I appreciate that and I like all that music like equal, dude, there's got to be tons of people that just simply don't get it.
Yeah, for sure. Like, there's definitely people on both sides of the fence that probably think it's a little weird that we play both styles. But yeah, I grew up listening to UK82 and Discharge and Chaos UK and all that stuff. But I also have always loved like SSD, Minor Threat.
Let's go.
YDS, all the classic stuff, Slapshot, all that.
Dude, I love Slapshot.
Yeah, who doesn't, right? How can you not?
Well, people that don't have any hair in their balls probably not too big a fan of Slapshot, but it's okay. It's okay.
we can do without them anyway.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, it's pretty amazing, dude. And yeah, I don't know. It's just so it's such a wild difference in style. Shane, do you play drums in both bands?
Yeah, I play drums in KRASH. I also do I do all the guest vocals in Repair too, and the side vocals or backing vocals, whatever the fuck you want to call them.
Okay.
I write a lot more for Repair than I do for KRASH. He handles most of it for KRASH.
That's awesome. So how do you?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's all right. What's up?
I was just gonna say that tape actually is just me and Shane. There's nobody else on that tape. It's just me and him. We just recorded that together. We were listening to Judge New York Crew a lot, and we're like, well, they only needed 2 guys to pull off that 7-inch, so we just went from there. And we found out the lineup later.
That's not even a bad idea, bro. Like, show people what you want to do, and then compile a lineup. If you got another homie that wants to jump in, because like, I legitimately have been tossing around the idea. Like, I'm not a musician currently, but it's been in my blood since I was a youngster. I've got my label is my second label that I've done. I've put out a couple of things with my vocals on it. I was the vocalist and like rhythm writer. I didn't play it live. I just wrote a lot of it. But I've considered like getting like a drum machine, dude, and just doing some weird, wacky, like punk with like an electro drum, like sound. I don't know. There's something kind of weird that I can do by myself. But I was like, man, I got my buddy Josh at work that is always down to play drums. And I thought, man, I think we can probably do it by ourselves if it's just a recording. It's exactly what y'all did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's always funner with a homie too.
Oh, dude, like legit, man.
We didn't have to do the whole. We didn't have to like go through people and try to be like, okay, this is the style we're going for. It's like we already had the demo. You know what it sounds like. If you want to join, and then come join. But if it's not for you, it's not for you. Fuck off.
That's a way to be real economic with your time too, because you're not like trying to explain it to 500 people. You're like, no, you do it here. You can listen to it if you like it. Let's talk, man. Because it's like people always assume when you're not just being overly nice that you're being rude, and it's like, no, dude. I just don't want to waste my time or yours. Like, let's just cut out that middle part. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I like your vocals a lot, man. I was playing it. You're not gonna believe this, dude. I'm telling you, this is real. This really happened. Based on your response to my comment about Death Threat. So I have a little record store inside Houston, and I got this homeboy named Devin that comes and hangs out with me. And he's like half my age. I'm 41, dude. He's like in his early 20s, dude. He's a super cool kid. But one day he just came in and he was like, oh, you've got, what was it that he saw that I had? It might have been Gulch. But I had something in my shop that he was all surprised. And I was like, I'm surprised he knew what it was. And so we got to talking, and now we're homies, and we just sit around and bullshit, and I just crack jokes on him all day. And he came into the shop this past weekend, and I was like, hey, I got a lot of inventory. I got some stuff. I got something specific for you. And he was like, what is it? I didn't want to tell him what it was. It's a band called Blood Ties from Texas way back in the early 2000s. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I just got a Blood Ties 7-inch a little while ago, actually.
Bro, so like those are all homies of mine. So I had their CD forever, and he kept hearing it in my shop, and he's like, yo, I want to buy this, and I just wouldn't sell it to him. I almost did once. And then I was like, well, if I ever come across another copy, I'll get it for you. And so I found one. And so I had him come in the store, and I hooked him up with it or whatever. But I was talking to him about you guys and saying like, hey, I'm going to have these dudes on the show. Like, make sure and check it out. And he's like, what do they sound like? And I told him, I was like, they kind of sound like Death Threat. And he was like, which one? I was like 2-word Death Threat. And he was like, oh, word. And he's like, Aaron? I said, yeah. And so I played your stuff, dude. Like, I swear to God, this dude was just straight up, straight face. He was like, I don't know, his vocals are better. And I was like, better than what? Like, I'm like records on the shelf, and I'm like, better than what? And he goes, better than Death Threat. And I went, for real? And he's like, yeah. I was like, hey, that's fucking crazy, bro. Like,
that is fucking crazy.
Like, I think because that's what like drew me into Death Threat was his vocals. And I know I'm not gonna say your vocals aren't as good as his, but I liked his vocals a lot. And my man was like, nah, bro, his vocals are trash. I was like, what? What are you talking about, bro? What are we doing, dude? Like, don't disrespect my store like that, bro. What are you saying? Shout out to Devin, man. He's the homie, bro. Shout out to Death Threat, dude. They're fucking rad too.
Yeah, big time.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But I'm hogging the mic, dude. What's up, guys? What y'all? How'd y'all start doing music together? Y'all been friends for a long time?
Yeah, we grew up in the same small town. We're actually not from Saskatoon. We're from an hour north in a place called Prince Albert, and it's like a really small town, like the dick piercing, just like the dick piercing. And
yeah, I'm a child. I'm sorry. I'm like, oh, fart jokes.
No, fair enough. That's what everyone says. But yeah, we grew up there, and there was like a small death metal and like extreme metal scene. So we kind of met each other through like playing extreme metal, like thrash, death metal, doom, even stuff like that.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah,
how old are you guys?
I'm 30 now.
You're 30. How old are you?
I'm
Shane?
28.
28. So y'all okay? So that's what's up, though, man. Hell yeah, dude. What made you guys decide to do more than one band? Because that's a lot of work doing 2 bands, especially when you're releasing music for both and you're not just doing one as like a hobby. Like, let's be honest, dude. All the famous people have more than one band, but they got time. They're making their living doing music. I would assume you guys have regular day jobs too.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually like, I just got off work.
Let's go. That's that grown man shit. It is what it is, dude. So, hey, you
I don't know.
gotta punch the clock, to do what you want. Sorry.
I think we're just really really wildly obsessed with music, so we can't get it all out in one band, and we're all too fucking ADD to just calm down and stop making more.
Yeah.
Every time we have a new idea, we're like, well, it doesn't fit with Repair or whatever. Let's start another fucking band. And I don't know. As long as I'm alive and have like a little bit of time for it, I'm gonna keep doing this shit. So it's all I really enjoy doing outside of work and shit.
Insane to say, but we actually have more than 2 bands.
I almost said that, but I was like, I wasn't quite sure if you had told me you had like other bands too, but I thought so. That's wild, dude. Like, it's funny is I do a lot of stuff too, man. People always think I'm crazy as well. They're like, man, how do you have time for your family? I'm like, bro, I work out of my house most of the time. I print this is a shirt I made. I print my own gear. I do my own channels. I have a little label I do. I make patches. I paint. I do all kinds of stuff. I'm literally in the process of turning my closet into a printing room like right now. Like that's I'm doing like DIY videos now. Like, hey, this is how you do shelving. This is how you do screen printing, and we'll see what happens. People probably won't care, but I'm gonna put them up anyways.
Okay, go hard with it, man.
Bro, it's so much fun. It's so much fun.
DIY till death.
Bro, I'm telling you, man, making your own stuff is so rewarding because it's just like making music because you're creating something for other people. And so whenever you hand it off and you see somebody get stoked about it, like I know how y'all felt when I told you I liked your music because I've also had people tell me the same thing. Oh, dude, your band's great and yada, yada. Or, hey, I really like your videos. Or, hey, I like your T-shirts. Like I've had people tell me that. So I know it feels awesome. So it's a similar thing. And there's nothing better than that.
No, hell no. That's why we all do this.
Right. So are you guys touring right now or what? Or are you how do I ask this? Are you guys a touring band currently? Speaking of Repair specifically.
Repair, well, I guess KRASH and Repair kind of both go hand in hand here, but we live so isolated that touring is almost impossible. Like it's a good 6 hours to the nearest major city. Okay. So to tour is fucking really hard, but we still do our best. Like we played Vancouver and Vancouver and like some places in British Columbia, and that's like a 20-hour drive from here.
Damn.
So to tour to the West Coast is like a full day of driving. So we play a lot locally and within our own province, but we're working on getting the fuck out here. And we want to play the States as soon as possible. Want to play Mexico.
Yeah. Hell yeah. What were you saying?
We got some Mexican stuff coming up here soon.
Yeah,
we're working on getting KRASH is working on a Mexican tour for February of next year. So hopefully that works out.
Is there any chance that you could make it to Texas after that? Like, could you swing? Like, I mean, I'm dead ass serious. Bro, Mexico. I don't know what part of Mexico you're going to be in, but like, you can either go to Cali or Texas. I mean, they're bordering on Mexico, so.
I'm gonna look into every option that makes sense, but like, well, it all depends on how much time we can get off work and what we can afford to do. Because it's we gotta fucking fly like so far just to go anywhere worthwhile from here. Really, or drive. So there's a lot of logistics involved, basically.
Oh no, I'm very familiar with that, which is why I was asking. Because like, if you look at what CMI did, I mean, they came down straight to Texas. I think they played like 4 shows in 1 week, and they still had plenty of places they could have played. Like, if you want to schedule 2 weeks in Texas, you can make that happen. I know it depends on the time off, like, like you said, all the things that go into that. But like, if you had the time to do so, you could make it happen, man. You ever start playing stuff in Texas? I don't book shows or anything, but man, let me know. I'll help. If you need help getting shows down here, I've got plenty of friends I know I can pass your music along to.
Oh yeah, we're gonna hold you to that,
girl, man. I'm game for whatever.
Dude, I know. I've been here my whole life. I've never even left the state before, so I know a lot of people. I mean, like I said, I don't book the shows, but I know friends that do. So,
sick. Yeah,
that's awesome. Dude. So,
for sure.
What are your guys' favorite bands outside of like I don't know. I'm not gonna say outside of anything. What is the stuff that gets you guys moving, man? What are your favorite bands to listen to?
I really like the Mentally Ill. Fucking Zero Boys for sure. I fucking love the Zero Boys. Like Vicious Circle just fucking rips my head off every time. I've been listening to a lot of Lumpy and the Dumbers right now too.
I don't know
it's like
that.
Really ignorant, snotty punk. Like just shit that makes you want to still kick your door in.
Nice. I mean, I like that's my jam too. I like you heard Chubby and the Gang?
Yeah, oh yeah, they're awesome.
That band's rad. I just started listening to this band called Slant. I think they're from South Korea. They're really freaking good. There's a bunch of good music out right now. What about you, Tony?
As far as like, I guess newer stuff, not newer stuff, but I really love Crown Court, that Capital Offense album by Crown Court. They're an Oi band from England.
I don't know them either. There's so many bands out there.
The Enforcers from Calgary, that's the shirt I'm wearing. They're fucking sick. One of the best bands I've ever seen live. They're incredible.
I literally was just writing that down a minute ago because I was like, I gotta write this down. If that's a shirt he's rocking, it's probably somebody worth listening to.
Yeah, they're hard as fucking nails. Super good.
They're from where?
They're from Calgary. It's
okay.
6 hours west of here.
Woo! That's so crazy, bro. That's you're the only people that I've ever like made that weird face about drive time, because I'm in Texas and you could drive a whole day and still be in Texas, but in Canada it sounds like it's the same kind of shit.
Oh,
Pretty
it's
much, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, it's massive province. Like it's
Bro.
again, it's 6 hours to Edmonton, probably about
Ugh.
6 to Calgary as well too.
That's
And
wild,
then
dude.
on
We
the
went
other
in
side, it's like fucking what is it, like 10 hours to Winnipeg.
something like that. Yeah.
So
And that's not
basically,
even
we
near
go
the
we
state.
go west, we're fucked. We go east, we're fucked. It's a long drive. You got to book a bunch of shows just to make it worth the gas, but you still
Yeah.
do.
What are your goals with the bands? Do you anticipate any opportunities for, like, I wouldn't say full time, but part time band, like where you could do where you think is there a world where you see that your band is touring, let's say 3, 4, 5 months out of the year? Is that a goal you guys have?
That
That's
would be
exactly
ideal,
what
yeah.
we're going for.
Okay,
Yeah.
We're
That
working
would be
towards that
ideal.
pretty hard.
that's
If I don't
awesome.
have
I
to
mean,
fucking work, I would rather not. But it
yeah,
pays the fucking bills and then some. So
right. Yeah, I think we're all kind of stuck in that rut. Did y'all put your tape out yourself?
Yeah, we did. We actually have a small label we run called Attack with Force. It's just like we're just dealing with tapes for now. We're not doing LPs or anything.
move your head,
That's
Tony.
exactly
Show the banner.
That's exactly what I do. I do the same exact thing. I don't want to mess with vinyl. It's just too expensive. Like
Yeah,
right
and you
now,
can shoot
eventually,
yourself in the foot.
I'm doing that Bullshit Detector 2-song single, and it's like charting really well right now. It's doing just really, really well for what we do. So I'm hoping that one brings in some money for the label. Like, all I want is to make the money back that I spent, like, kind of quickly, so I can put out another release, because I want to do like 10 a year. I want to do like a lot. Like, I've already got, this will be 5 this year once this year's over with, and I just started it this year. So
We're
yeah,
pretty
I'm
much in
hoping-
that exact same boat. Like we got 5, I think we're looking at right now.
yeah,
One of them is Pure Impact from Winnipeg. They're also really fucking good.
nice. Dude, that's awesome, man. Yeah, it's always cool to talk to people that doing the same things I'm doing, so I can get like insight, advice, whatever, man. You just trade like information. A lot of people don't realize that it's just a question of, hey, I feel like doing this, and you just do it. Like, I get asked all the time, how'd you do that? I'm like, I just did it. I don't really have an answer for that.
So
Well,
I
yeah,
treat
like
most things
with
in life with that fucking attitude.
Yeah.
No one tells me what to do.
It's not even that. I just don't feel like having somebody else do it. I'd rather just do it myself. At least that way I know it's done right.
Yeah.
Exactly. With our metal bands, we used to like always try to go through another underground label and get them to do the tapes for us, because we were just too fucking stupid to realize like, oh, it's really easy to go online and just order them ourselves. We don't have to go through a middleman. Like,
Well, part of so I'm finding out that part of the issue with that is, and I know it's not crazy expensive. I don't want to talk in like too specific numbers because it's just not what I do on this channel. But like, a lot of people don't have the money to put up, because let's say, okay, so I just did one. I'll give you roundabout numbers, man. I just did a tape, and by this number, you'll probably have a pretty good idea of how many I pressed. But it was about $1,000, right? And I mean, I make good tapes that look good and have good stuff with them, so I don't skimp on anything. But like, most of these bands, dude, they're stressing out to get T-shirts printed, and so I just want to have quality products. I have some ideas I'll throw at you guys after the podcast of just stuff I'm doing, just so you can have an idea. Maybe you want to do it yourself as well. But it's a cool little community, man. There's a bunch of people that do this stuff that we're doing.
yeah, for sure. And yeah, we've learned a lot from those same people. Like even regarding our bands, like touring, we talked to our friends in punk bands from the West Coast that they have more experience than us. They're kind of like our old heads in a way. And they give us insight into touring, because we don't know shit about international touring. So it's, all the info just goes around from one generation to the next, kind of.
Yeah, it's being out there so far away from everybody. It's kind of a little bit more difficult. So what? Damn, I had a really good question in my head too, and I just lost it. What has inspired you guys to write for Repair versus like KRASH? Like, so what is Repair all about? What is the stuff that you guys write about?
Repair,
do you keep it in a box or no?
Repair is more like, it's more positive based, but it actually stemmed from like death. Like my brother died and we were all really close friends.
Damn.
And we decided we kind of just wanted to be a little bit more positive with what we were writing instead of kind of focusing more on negativity. But crashes, I'll let Tony take the crash one.
Well, also to piggyback that repair question is, like Shane wrote a lot of the lyrics about that situation with his brother passing away. And I think that I've already seen people call us a straight edge band. I'm drinking a beer right now. I'm definitely not straight edge. But like, it's not that we're telling people not to drink or that we're acting like we're straight edge or anything. It's just that, it really affected us, the whole substance abuse thing. So we decided to change our fucking lives around and try to repair our fucking destructive lives. Because we were living like complete fucking maniacs. We were living like psychos.
Well, that answers another question I was going to ask. I was going to ask kind of where the name came from. I'm currently 10 years sober. I had to I was headed down a very, very bad path. I mean, I've lost a lot of friends. Yeah, I know all about it, bro. I've lost a lot of friends I lost a roommate. I was, dude, I was not close with, but I was friends with Riley from Power Trip. So much pain over the last 20 years of my life. R.I.P. Frankie, bro, Southside Frankie, dude. That's my guy. So many people I know. I get calls still. Dude, it's wild, man. Well, that's a good name then. That actually makes that name way better. Even I liked it because I've never heard a band with that in the name. I was like, that sticks out to me. And then the artwork was just very what's the word I'm looking for here? Intentional. The artwork was very intentional.
I got a funny story about the artwork.
Dude, let me know it. Let me have it.
My buddy and I, we sat there. And we had a bunch of panes of glass, and we set up a camera underneath it to try to catch the exact moment the glass would break.
Okay.
We went through 2 of these panes of glass, and at one point I even saran wrapped it to try to get it to fucking break slower. It didn't fucking work at all. So what I ended up doing with him is I ended up taking one of the broken pieces and putting it together like a fucking jigsaw puzzle. My roommate walked downstairs. And he's just like, what the fuck are you guys doing? My hands are all fucking cut up and shit.
I was going to ask you.
Putting together a piece of glass. And then I just hit it once with the hammer and just we took the still of it kind of spreading apart after we put it together.
Dude, that's actually really clever, man. I'm looking for an image right now. I'm going to send it to you on Instagram. This is a shirt I'm fixing to make. I'm not going to post it on the screen because I don't want to get in trouble. But it's... it's so. I'm looking for this stupid picture right now. You're gonna understand it as soon as I send it to you. Because when I saw your imagery, obviously I was thinking damn, this looks like Judge. I like the font that you used, and then I heard the vocals, and I was like, bro, this is like legit, man. I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass. I truly enjoy this band. I really like your music a lot. Man. Yeah, I listen to it very regularly. So it was just one of these things. When I show you. God, where's this stupid picture at? It is so funny, bro. I'm making this shirt. When I came up with the idea, I sent it to one of my buddies who is the guy that I always run things by and just go, hey, am I tripping or is this cool, man? He's like, dude, that's amazing. He's like, are you really making that? I was like, yeah. He's like, put me down for 2. I was like, all right. Because I'll just tell you, it's a Judge shirt. It's bro. Hold on. I'll send it to y'all in a minute, man. I don't want to say
anything Judge related, I'm on board with.
Bro, when you see it, you're
down for Judge hard.
I love that band. KRASH, I've only heard that a couple of times. I've heard the record. Is it an EP or is it a demo? What was it again?
I don't really even know.
Okay.
We call it a full-length album, which is kind of just our inside joke about the fact that it's 17 minutes and punk bands call that a full-length album.
I mean, I call that a full-length album.
Yeah, same. So I don't know. I guess we call it a full-length. It was kind of recorded really shittily. We recorded in my basement with some primitive gear. It definitely doesn't sound the greatest to me, but that was a while back. KRASH has been around since 2018. Shane's the second drummer. We lost our bass player. So yeah, the lineup's changed with KRASH quite a bit, but we're working on a new album, a full length, and we're going to go record it in an actual studio and get it to sound a little better than the last one.
Because it's KRASH with a K, right?
Yeah.
And it's is it okay? Is it 10 songs?
Yeah. Devastation, it's called.
Okay, I found it. I was making sure I had the right thing.
Yeah,
I need. Do you have any more of those tapes? I need to get my hands on one.
I do. I'll send you one.
We'll talk about that later, man. If you want to send me a few things, I'll definitely pay for as much of it as you want to charge me for. I don't want to. I'm not trying to get freebies, but I want to support if I can. We'll figure that out after the show. But I really enjoyed what I heard. I remembered it being dark, grimy, and D-beat. So whenever I figured out it was the same people, dude, I'm telling you, it was like super confusing. I was like, I don't really understand. Like I've been in two bands, but it was like they were both just like punk bands. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, that is a very different sound for you to be playing. How do you stay in a rhythm when you're playing, specifically you on drums? Excuse me. How do you stay? Because it's very different drum styles. Like it's.
I've been playing drums for a long time, but like D beats just kind of come naturally to me. I find them honestly to be way easier than what I'm doing in Repair. Okay. Obviously, I have to do vocals too with Repair, but
yeah,
I don't know. The D beats just kind of just sit in here all the time. It's kind of just like the constant fucking noise of war that's right in here,
dude.
It never ends.
I love
just
I love
screaming at me all the time.
The classic D beat sound, like that's like it's just so simple, but I love it so much. It makes you want to like run around or jump off of something. Like D beat's something that I didn't understand when I first heard it. I liked it, but I didn't really get it. And I was meeting all these like crusty kids, and I was like, I don't understand like the style. Like I thought it was cool. I just didn't get it, man. Maybe I'm just not cool. It's what it is. But like, yeah, man, it's always stuck with me. I remember when I first heard like Tragedy, and I was like, oh, this sounds kind of like Souped Up Discharge. And this kid was like, that's exactly what it is. And I was like, okay, I'm in. I'm interested in this. What is this? And then they're like, have you heard this band? And then this band. And like at my shop, I try to carry as much of it as I can and they all have like the similar logo. I kind of appreciate that. I think some people give people crap for that, but I like it. If you can look at a band and go, oh, I know what this sounds like based on the front of it, I like that to a certain degree.
We've even gotten shit locally about being like a fucking very formulaic D-beat band, but I don't fucking care. If I want to hear D-beat, I want it to be specific. I want it to be like war photos on the album cover. I want it to be black and white. I don't want it to be some fucking fancy photoshopped artwork.
Right?
Like, it's got to be raw, like 82 style.
I want to ask you about that. So that's a common complaint that I hear in the music world. I've been doing this on YouTube. Like this channel that we're talking on right now is only like 4 months old, but I've been doing this for like 3.5 years. So I've got a little bit of experience. I have another channel that's got like 27,000 subscribers. So like, it doesn't make me special, but I have been doing this long enough to like just have seen all the comments that I think you could possibly see. And the one thing that I always hear when it comes to like guitar-driven music is, oh man, it just sounds like typical. Let's use Rancid as an example. That's my favorite band, and they had that new album this year, and I think it's amazing. But I heard a lot of people say like, oh, it just sounds like Rancid. I'm like, okay, well, what do you want it to sound like? Because like when I go buy, I don't know, dude. Let's just say Less Than Jake puts out a new album, and then I go get it, and it's a deathcore album. I'm gonna be super pissed off. Like I'm gonna be like, what is this crap? I didn't want that. I wanted ska punk, pop punk stuff. Like, you know, it's. How do you feel about that? Do you want your bands to be able? Do you want to be able to see this and know?
Like of what you're talking about is Metallica. Like they fucking changed their sound drastically. I'm not fucking down for it. I want a band to stick to that, what they're doing. They can obviously you can change it a little bit, but don't fucking rewrite your whole fucking recipe.
It's weird, isn't it?
I want my grandma's cookies because my fucking grandma made the cookies. I don't want her to fucking add a bunch of weird shit in it and not be my grandma's fucking cookies.
Dude, that's a good way to put it.
I definitely don't want to go like pick up a record and it looks like it's gonna be like, you know, raw black metal or fucking hardcore or oi, and then I get home and it's like, you know, just not what it looks like it's supposed to be. I feel like I've been duped when that happens.
It's the weirdest complaint that I've ever seen, and I see it a lot. I feel like it's maybe like edgelord types doing that, I guess, but it's such a strange thing for people to be like, oh man, I got this Rancid album and I sure did I hoped it had blast beats all over it. I'm like, what? Huh? Like, what do you?
I gotta retract my last statement. I just said that, but I'm not your skinhead conservative military image. That I was not sure what to expect with that fucking cover, but it was awesome. So never mind,
bro. So I've got quite a bit of their stuff on vinyl now, dude. I'm like kind of being a dork about it. I even got the Perp Walk like lathe cut 5-inch, bro. Bro. Don't ever buy one of those. You're going to spend all your money on it. But CMI is actually the only example that I was pleasantly surprised by, because I even talked to Adam about that. I was like, yo, what's up with your band name, my guy? And he told me how it came about. If you want to see that, you don't know already, then go to the video where I talked to Adam. He'll explain it for you. But I thought that's actually a really good answer. It's an acceptable answer, and I like that. I mean, I wouldn't really care anyway. I was just curious because, but like, honestly, when I first saw the band name and I saw a little bit of the imagery, I was like, okay, do I really want to like listen to this? And then I heard like 30 seconds of a song and I was like, oh, okay, shit, I have to listen to this. So I hope it's not some crazy stuff. And then, 2 or 3 songs in, you realize what's going on. You're like, okay, this isn't something silly. This is good shit.
The first time I heard them, it was the cover with Amy Winehouse, and I was like, what the fuck is this? I put it on, I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is tough as fuck.
Dude, it makes you want to go out and do push-ups. I literally started exercising. I literally started exercising because of that guy. Like, Adam, if you see this for some reason, bro, I started exercising because of you, man. I'm already down like 5 pounds. I'm quitting sugar, bro. Like, I'm trying to like. Even my wife is like, dude, your chest is getting like, let's go, dude. I'm trying to lose the weight. Trying to die at 56, man. But that band rules, dude. Like, they're like legit good. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, there's some good shit that came out this year. When did y'all's tape come out? Was it last year or this year?
It was last year, yeah. It's been a while since that one came out now, actually.
Dude,
so
I'm compiling like a best of the year lists and stuff. I was asking because I was hoping it was this year. I could have just looked it up, I guess. I'm being a lazy bum.
It might have been recorded earlier, but we definitely put the tape out this year or last year.
Have you heard that band, The Stress?
No,
I haven't actually.
Dude, like, first off, shout out to The Stress, man. Those dudes are rad.
I'll check it out for sure now.
One of the first guys that jumped on my podcast. I got a few people that I need to thank more regularly, dude. Like the guys in The Stress, Adam from CMI, like those guys came on the show and nobody else would. And man, it's really cool to have people that would do that, man. Like there's not any band out there that I would ever say no to, because I know what it feels like to be said no to. Like, it sucks, man. And you're like, all I'm trying to do is promote your music, you dick. Like, you can't even jump on 10 minutes. But yeah, man. Is that how'd you run across my channel?
I can't honestly even remember.
I think it was comments based on one of our videos that you actually commented on. I think it might
it was that guy talking shit about why we don't put out enough releases with our bands.
That's right.
That's what it was.
I'll publicly say that
how
guy.
do we even link up?
That's so funny.
Yeah, because I was like, how do we link up, bro? I knew it was something like that, but I couldn't remember what it was. Yeah, that guy was an idiot, bro. I'm like, why would you want 75 shitty releases when you could have like 2 or 3 really good ones?
And that's the other thing. We've recorded about 2 other like albums worth of KRASH material throughout the years, but we didn't put them out because they weren't good enough.
Yeah.
So like, people are so weird, man. Oh my goodness, bro. People are so weird.
I'd rather quality than quantity. I don't need a bunch of albums from the same band. If they put out 3 albums their whole career, but they're fucking awesome, that's all I need.
Well, I think that is where, because you guys are about 30, so like that's where there's the line. I think it's right about y'all's age, dude, because people that are younger than y'all don't think the same, dude. They don't want albums. They don't even want EPs, dude. They want singles all the time. We're having to like figure this out and meld these 2 worlds together to be successful now. And I was just talking to a young lady named April from Apes of the State folk punk group, and dude, she really got me thinking about how to operate if I was a musician right now. Like, I would schedule a full-length release either every 6 or 12 months, and then throughout the rest of the year, I would be taking the songs on that release, and I'd be dropping them as singles every, like, let's say 2, 4, 6 weeks, something like that. And then at the end, drop a physical release. So you get a full-length for people that want it, but during the year, you get all these singles that spike all your streaming numbers and stuff. Dude, it's brilliant to do that, man.
Everybody's all about the playlists and stuff now.
You have to be, dude. You have to be.
I'm still stuck in old school mentality, listening to records and tapes and fucking listening to full length albums.
I mean, clearly I am too, but dude, if you want to be a successful band, like, so one thing that I was thinking about your music is are y'all on Spotify?
Not yet, no. Again, times
you're working on it.
Man, yeah, you got to get your stuff on Spotify, because Spotify and TikTok are now partnering. And if you can get your stuff on Spotify, that means it's going to get on TikTok. I have 17.5K on TikTok. I guarantee you, if I could find your music on TikTok, I would be putting it in videos. Like, not that I need to sit here and tell you guys that, you already know, but like I'm just saying that to tell you that like that it would behoove you to get on Spotify. And I just learned about all that stuff recently, man. Like, it's crazy, dude. Like, you could be a full-time musician now and not even tour. Like, it's crazy. Like, what's possible? It's wild.
That is crazy for sure.
That's a
But
very
it's
real.
real.
It's a very real option. There's a lot of people like. I do a lot of hip hop content, and I was talking to this kid. This kid like reached out and like, well, if you look at my other channel, it's all hip hop stuff. And this kid was like, hey man, do you do review videos if people pay? I was like, yeah, I'll if you're super rad, I don't need necessarily money, but if it's just some rando, yeah, I do it. Like, you can pay me to review your music. I'm gonna be honest about it, but I'll do it. And this kid was like, cool, man. And I was like, he was like, how much do you want? I was like, man, I don't know. I threw out a number to him. He's like, oh, no problem. Boom. Like, in my PayPal, like, instantly, right? It wasn't crazy amount. It was like $40, something like that. And I listened to this kid's song, and I was like, holy shit. And I was like, hey, man, how long have you been playing music? He's like, oh, that's all I do now. And I was like, oh, well, when you play in Houston? He's like, oh, I don't play live. And I was like, wait, what? And he's like, yeah, dude, he's like, I use YouTube, Spotify, Bandcamp, and Patreon. And I just create music. If people want to do it, they'll buy it from me. If they don't, they won't. And that's that. And I was just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, it blew my mind. And then, like, the first tape I put out wasn't even punk rock, bro. It was a hip hop artist. I met the dude on TikTok, dog. Like, not even a year ago. Dude. Crazy. Yeah, shout out TJ Trainwreck, man. That's my homeboy, dude. Like, we became friends because of this stuff, dude. Like, I didn't even know him a year ago. And I just heard a song. I was like, this song's really good. So I invited him on the podcast on my other channel. He did it, and I was like, hey, you got some tapes or CDs or vinyl I can buy? And he was like, no, I just started doing this. And I was like, what? I was like, you need some merch, bro. And I was like, want me to make a tape for you? He was like, yeah, sure. I was like, all right, bet. We just did it. Like, it was that simple. Like, it was wild. But
that is fucking wild.
Yeah, man. It's a strange world these days in the music industry, man. You guys got shows lined up right now? Anything going on?
We got a couple local ones coming up in the next few weeks, and then I'm trying to there's a couple of hardcore bands touring through our city, so I'm trying to get us on that, or trying to set up a show for them since they're from the States actually, and so we're trying to set that one up. But yeah, we've only got a couple local shows, and then we're gonna kind of hunker down in the studio throughout winter and record some stuff, and then try to plan some tours for next year.
Yeah, winter up there's got to be pretty rough.
It's fucking brutal here.
Yeah, dude. I imagine it's the polar opposite of what I deal with, being from Houston. Yeah. So, who's coming through? Is anybody I might know from the States?
Well, it's Street Justice from Toronto, and Kaunashi from Philadelphia.
I don't know them, but that's a crazy name.
Yeah, Kaonashi. They're a hardcore band from Philly. They played like This Is Hardcore Fest.
Nice.
But it's just a matter of finding a venue here. There's not a whole lot of venues. There's not a lot of options for shows, and it's on a Wednesday night, so it's gonna happen. We're gonna do it one way or another. Just finalizing it right now.
Even if we do it in the backyard.
Yeah, I mean, if you got the space to do it, and people to show up. I mean,
yeah, we've had some backyard shows.
Well, I've always found it hard to book shows because you have to pay the bands no matter what. And they deserve the money no matter what. Like, that's not the issue. The issue is like, okay, can I count on the people to show up? Like, that's the scary part, man, with booking shows, dude, is being like, because I don't book shows now. There's a reason. I just don't want to. Like, I don't want to be in charge of all that.
If it's on a weekend here, the scene is actually really great. But during the weekday, you have to basically pull off an all ages show, and there's only a couple of venues that'll do all ages. Okay. I would only do all ages if we could, but. Yeah, most of the time the bar shows on the weekends, they get a good like turnout every time. But we got to look into some all ages stuff to open shit up here fully, because the scene's just too small. Only 250,000 people here. Like,
that's crazy small. That's like my neighborhood, bro.
And this is like the big city of our province. Everyone's like, oh, you guys live in Saskatoon, the big city. It's like, no, this is tiny, dude.
Dude, that's so wild to me that's the big city. That's awesome, though, man. Yeah, dude, that's rad. I think that if you guys did do y'all have a YouTube channel? Like, that's just your YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. We don't have anything up on the repair one right now, but our label Attack with Force, we have a couple things up so far, but haven't been working on that.
Any way that you want to send me stuff to review, man, please do it. I'll put it on the channel, man. I'll support, dude. Like straight up.
Awesome.
It takes more than one person to do all this stuff. There's no way that we could all do this by ourselves. I'm not doing this. I know that my operation is one person, but I couldn't do this without people like you willing to sit down and talk to me. So in order to get guests on the podcast, you have to have willing participants. And like, so yeah, I will absolutely help in any way that I can. I don't need nothing for it. Awesome. It's just the way it should be, man. We should do this stuff for each other because isn't this what we want to do, right? Like, isn't that what
strength and unity?
Exactly.
All this hardcore shit's been preaching the whole time.
Right.
Put it into practice.
I was thinking about that the other day. I was talking to some kids. They were like in their phone, like really bad. I'm a phone person too, man. I get it, but like, I was like, hey man, what do you guys do on the weekends? Do you go to shows or anything? They're like, what's the show? I'm like, like a punk show or anything, like a EDM show, whatever. What kind of music do you like? Rap show? I don't care. They're like, oh no, I just kind of hang out at my house and blah blah blah. And it just seems so strange. I was like, oh man, is this gonna die away one day? Like, are shows gonna be a thing of the past? Like, I can't imagine not being like, oh man, Tara's coming to town. Like, do what?
I said, not as long as I'm alive. I'm fucking
right.
Shows to no one. I don't give a fuck.
Dude, for real, I've done that.
Dude, I know our last local shows, we've had a lot of like younger, like a young crowd that like none of us have ever seen around shows before, and they're like skateboarding outside of the venues, and we're like, fuck, this is good to see. This is like 14-year-old kids like trying to jump down stair sets outside the venue on their skateboards and listening to hardcore. I'm like, that gave me some fucking hope for the future. Just that.
They always tend to mosh way harder than like the adults too.
Around here,
I'm brittle. God damn. I'm old and brittle. Yeah, like I can't be moshing like that. I just took my daughter over to look at this little skate park that we found in our neighborhood. I didn't even know it was here. Yeah, dude. There's a place called Trip 6 down here, and it's like this punk-owned place that's they got like quarter pipes in the venue. It's when you can bring something like that and get people there for something other than the music, and then they find out music is involved, they tend to want to come around more. It's an interesting dynamic. You have to really, I don't know. Yeah. It's finicky. You know what I'm saying? Like
here, like we played some shows at like all ages shows at a skate park here, and it kind of like brought a like bunch of us together. Like I met some kids that were into like rap and hip hop, and then we got some of those kids into like oi and hardcore. And like some of them were showing us their graffiti and stuff. It like all became like this mutual thing, and we didn't really know each other at all before that.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's the kind of shit I live for.
So my oldest kid is 10, and we were in the car on the way home from dinner earlier, and we got stopped by a train, and we're sitting there, and I was all like, "Yeah, dude, I can't wait to look at this train." And my kid's like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Dude." I was like, you ever see like the paint on the side of a train? And he's like, yeah, like that's called graffiti. He's like, oh, I've heard of that before. I was like, you don't like looking at that stuff? He's like, oh yeah, kind of. I was like, yeah, I used to write spaz. He's like, what does that mean? I was like, never mind, it's illegal. And, and so like, but we're sitting there and like we're watching all these freaking cars go by on this train, and I'm just like freaking out all this beautiful artwork, man. And all these communities are very closely knit when you get down below the surface, you know. Hip hop is basically punk rock. Graffiti's attached to all of it. Skateboarding's attached to all of it. It's cool, man. I love being part of this subculture. It makes me so happy. Like,
a maniac is a maniac is a maniac is a maniac.
100%, bro.
Maniacs everywhere, and they're going to be involved in all kinds of stuff you didn't fucking know he was even around.
Well, yeah. So, okay. Since you guys don't have the opportunity to necessarily tour all the time, what is it that you all do in your spare time? I know you can't play music all day, every day, even though we'd want to. Do you guys do any kind of art or anything? Any kind of screen printing? That's what I'm into really hard right now.
I'm working right now on like a fanzine for like our little small community in Saskatchewan. That's the name of our province. I'm working on like a fanzine dedicated to bands here and bands in Western Canada in general. So I've been putting together art and collages and stuff for that lately.
Dude, I want to contribute to that.
Too. Yeah, that'd be great.
Like, if there's a way that we can like co-promote things and like make a zine together that's like a little pamphlet, I will happily take those files, print them, staple them, and do the same thing down here. That would be so, because I do artwork a lot. I'll send you some stuff, man. You saw my Knife Crime Apparel page, I think. So I know I do artwork of all kinds. I can help with that. That would be fun, man. My plate is nowhere near full enough. So let's do some crazy artwork together.
Yeah, let's work
you know
together.
what I'm saying?
Sure.
But yeah, we both skate too. Like we actually just got a mini ramp.
Let's go.
It's gonna be fun. I fucking annihilated it before I left for work. Like I work out of town pretty much all the time.
Oh yeah.
That's what I was doing right before this, was skating the mini ramp, actually.
Dude, that's awesome. So what do you
can't wait to hit it with your buddy.
Do what?
Can't wait to hit it with your buddy. Get back to the house so I can fucking skate.
So what do you guys do for work?
I'm a roofer. I do industrial roofing for like mines and shit, like potash mines and stuff like that. Working on getting my red seal so that I can get guaranteed pay wherever the fuck I decide to go. And whenever I'm not fucking touring and doing other shit, I would like to at least have some sort of level of comfort.
Right. That's awesome, dude. Trades are where it's at right now. What do you do, Tony?
I used to be in the trades. I was like I'm not even in the trades. I was pretty much just a fucking construction laborer. Worked in siding and stuff like that. But now I'm working as like a stagehand, so I can kind of pick I can pick my shifts more based around when we're playing shows. Because pretty much every weekend we're playing a show out of town, and it's at least a few hours out. So it's been. Yeah, I've had to find a job that'll somehow accommodate the fact that we're gone almost every weekend. Shane's been at his job long enough that he can, but
they like me and I'm skilled.
That's a plus, man. That's a plus, dude. That's awesome, man. Like I always like to ask everybody that I talk to, like, hey, if you're not doing music full time, what is it that you do outside of this? Because you get the craziest answers. Because boy, I tell you, Shane, your answer was not what I thought. Tony, yours is a little more, I won't say common because there's not enough people playing music right now to make everybody be able to do that job. But I have friends that are stagehands, so I've seen that. But like roofing for like mining, that's wild, bro. That's interesting, man.
That's like what everybody does here. Well, not roofing, but everybody here is
a really interesting question too. Like with I find with a lot of touring musicians too, because it's a question that a lot of them ask too, because they're not always touring. And they obviously need some income when they're not. So it's always a crazy thing to ask and see what other people are actually doing for income when they're not touring.
Yeah, I get the weirdest looks when people find out what I do, because I'm like the opposite. I don't really have a regular job so much. I do bartend a couple days a week, but that's it. Otherwise, I got my own shop, my own channel, my own merch, and it's all drops in the bucket. I don't make a lot off of any of it, but when you add it all together, I make a reasonable wage. Like, it makes me happy. I get to do kind of whatever I want. This is literally my job. Like what I'm doing right now is my job. I'm on the clock right now, and I can't tell you how happy that makes me. It's the best thing in the world. Like, it's wild, man. It took me a long time to get here, though. I was a fucking idiot for most of my life, so.
Bro, I'm still a fucking idiot.
Let's go.
See, I've been working on music since I've been playing in bands since I was in grade 10. Like my first tour was like in spring break of grade 10. And I'm just now starting to get finally just like the slightest bit of money from our shows. And I don't mean like, I'm talking like get yourself some fucking Subway after the gig if you really need to. Like I'm not talking like real money.
Dude, I remember, so the biggest crowd I ever played in front of was I can't remember what the fest was called, but it was in Laredo, Texas. It was just like close to Mexico. And it was like 3,200 people. And I was like, I felt like a rock star. And then they gave us like a few $100 and I almost shit my pants. I was like, we're getting paid? I was like, let's go. Oh, man. Oh, the good old days when you didn't even care to get paid or not. You just wanted to play shows. Man, I miss that.
Yeah. Sometimes you just do it to shit your pants.
Bro, I love actually that's a good question, man. What's the biggest crowd y'all have ever played in front of? Have y'all played any like major fests or anything up there in Canada?
We did Haggle, like Have a Good Laugh in Vancouver just a little while ago.
Okay.
But it's like they separated into nights. Like there's an Oi night and more of a punk hardcore like night. But I think there was probably around 500 people who were coming in and out.
That's a shitload of people.
But not like we didn't play in front of a crowd of like 500 though. That's
that's what I mean. There's like biggest, in and out. There's probably about in and out. Some guys were leaving, some people were coming in. I think they sold. I don't know what they sold for tickets, but again, they were separated into nights.
Okay.
So I don't know if they're max.
We haven't really ever played to a big crowd though. Like maybe
nothing like that. That's fucking evil.
Well, that was a one-time thing, man. Most of my shows were in front of like 50 people. Like that was only because I was part of a crew, and we were all crew bands got to go play, and they were like, "Oh, his band's on too," and I was like, "Cool." I didn't even have to ask, bro. It was just that was it, bro. If your crew, you're playing, and I mean, we played at like 4 p.m., bro. Like, but there were so many people there. It was all day. It was so much fun. But like, that was like a beatdown hardcore band that I was in called Everybody Freeze. That was a long time ago. Damn, that's a long time ago. But so if you're working on music right now, you said you're writing stuff for both bands, or was it just for KRASH?
For both. For both. Yeah. Right now we have a bunch of songs. We've been playing some of our new stuff with Repair, but we've got a few songs for the new Repair. It's a little more spazzy than the last stuff. Okay. A little more like Boston, like early Boston influence, like Jerry's Kids and
Not bad. Nice.
So yeah, and then KRASH, we've honestly got like 7 or 8 of the new KRASH songs written. They come together really fast. So that will record. I think we're going to the studio in like end of December, January. So should have something out in early next year.
That's awesome, dude. I can't wait to hear it. What are your favorite things to do? Okay, so you guys have long ass drives, right? What is it that y'all do when you're on the road, when you're not behind the wheel? If you're in the passenger seat or if you're in the back seat, what is it that you're doing?
Oh, I love
well,
this
if you
question.
tell me you're jerking off, I'm gonna hang up. I don't know about Shane here, dude. This guy's wild, bro.
Hey, you never know.
I spend a lot of time on the road just fucking antagonizing these guys. Like,
what I like to do, I like to punish the other people who I like to control the aux cable and just put on the most fucking stupid music possible. Like we go from James Brown to fucking Creed to Deicide.
All right, dude. You have me in with James Brown, dude. I am out with Creed, bro. I
hate that shit too, but I just love to get I like to see everyone's reactions when I put on terrible music. It kills me.
Yeah, dude. Creed's
I think we got one time we got like 2 hours into a 10-hour loop of the intro of Crazy Train, and I think we were all fucking pretty scrambled in the head after that 2 hours.
Dude, hell no, a 2-hour loop of that, dude. Check this shit out. So when I was in high school, my buddy James, dude, shout out to James, man. I wish you were here, big dog. I mean, he's in Korea. I wish you were here in the States. Let me clarify that. Shout out to my boy James, dude. So this was like my best friend in high school. And back when we were in school, like burning CDs was like the hot shit. And so I asked him, I was like, hey man, can you make me a CD of whatever it was? He's like, yeah, no problem. And he gives me the CD and I get it. I put it in the whip and I might even put it in a Discman. I can't remember which. And it was that, you remember that commercial? You may not even have seen this before. It was a freaking cat food called Meow Mix.
Dude, Meow Mix, please deliver.
You know, it's like meow, 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 meow. Dude, it was an entire CD of just that on loop. And I was like, and he had it in individual tracks. So I'd like fast forward a couple and it would go meow, 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 meow. And then he'd have like a song and I was like, oh, must have been an accident. And then at the end of the song, meow, meow. I'm like, motherfucker. And he had it like, dude. Dude, he got me so bad with that, bro. That's what that reminded me of when you said a long loop of the Crazy Train, dude.
Yeah, it's only awesome. The intro riff too. It's really ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, not even the song, just that fucking riff at the beginning.
Dude, that's funny, bro. Hell no, man. So it's okay. Tell me a little bit about Canada, man. Like I'm way down here in Texas. I don't really know much about it. All I think of when I think of Canada is like snow. Is that a very inaccurate thought?
It's pretty inaccurate. Like again, I'm on a roof all the fucking time. Like it's like plus 40 in Celsius sometimes. So like it's fucking super hot. It's
what is 40 in Celsius in Fahrenheit?
But then we'll get like usually like 3 to 6 months of hardcore winter, and it just depends on like how you're had for precipitation.
I think people here like to say that it's cold a lot longer than it is, and we're in one of the coldest provinces. It gets to be like minus 40 Fahrenheit in the winter, but that's straight up.
It's cold.
Like sometimes it's minus 50 even. Like it's fucking ridiculous,
bro.
You can't even go outside.
70. It gets like 70 degrees outside, and my wife's like, "It's cold." Like 70 Fahrenheit. Like
That's
she's
like
like,
room temperature.
I know. Like, I just checked 40 Celsius is 104. It's been 104 down here for like about a month straight.
Oh my God. See, that would kill me. Fuck.
Dude, every day I get in my car and I'm like, hot. Dude, don't you ever touch a seatbelt thing, dude, to burn the shit out your ass. Oh man. Dude, that stuff sucks, bro. Yeah, it's Texas is a wonderful place to me. But it is hot than a motherfucker down here, dude. It is no bueno.
Yeah, we just live in the fucking prairies of Saskatchewan, like in Canada. Just literally flat land. You can see fucking 100 miles away from you. There's no trees, awesome. So it's windy as shit. It's fucking cold, and then it's really hot. There's no. It's one extreme to the other.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know much about I don't really know much about anywhere except Texas, really. So that's cool, man. I would love to go to Canada one day. I'm trying to go to Vegas soon. I want to go visit the Punk Rock Museum with my wife.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we have the money now. Now we have to figure out how to schedule it because we've got a 3-year-old, so he can't go. We don't want him to go. We want to go like together and have an actual week away for not even a week, 4 or 5 days away, just her being her. It's been 10 years since we've done anything like that. So I've never left the state, so I'm like, I really want to go, but I've never flown anywhere, bro. Like that shit scares the hell out of me, man.
It fucking weirds me out for sure, dude.
Yeah,
every time.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not even surprised, bro.
I get so hammered on the plane that I end up just waking up in a different place, so it's not too bad.
That's not bad. I don't drink though, man. So like I get up.
I know, so it's a little harder.
I get all my freaking feelings. I'm like, like I'm scared of heights for real, dude. Like I got on a little step ladder at work the other day and it like fucked me up a little bit. Like it's funny, but like it really happened. I was on like I don't know, I was probably 3 feet off the ground and I was just like, yo, the thing shook real bad all of a sudden. And I was like, I grabbed the wall and I was like, yo, I fell out of a tree when I was a kid. I don't like this shit, bro. And this kid was like, he's like, ha ha ha. And I was like, oh, you think it's funny? He goes, oh shit, are you serious? And I was like, dead ass serious, bro. He was like, oh shit, somebody help me get Randall off this fucking thing. I was like, oh damn it, bro. My life could be a comic book, bro.
I'm sorry for laughing, but that is just kind of funny.
No, it's hilarious. You can laugh. I don't really care that much. It's like, it is what it is, bro. You gotta laugh at yourself, man. Life is too short, bro.
I used to be afraid of heights too, but I don't know. It's kind of such a big part of my job that I don't really, I just kind of got to eat it for breakfast. Kind of here.
Well, I was talking to somebody once, and I said that, yeah, man. One time I jumped off of a 2nd-story roof onto a minivan to scare my friend, and I broke a rib on a luggage rack, and they were like, "I thought you were scared of heights." I'm like, "Dude, do you not listen, man? I was a junkie. I wasn't scared of anything when I was doing that stuff. Like, yeah, now I'm sober, and I'm like, no." That's too high off the ground. But when I was all fucked up, bro, I didn't care.
Oh, I feel that. When I was all fucked up, I would do some whack shit, do like some ridiculously self-destructive and dangerous stuff.
Yeah, dude, I did so my name's Randall, so I like always do the Randy Savage thing. And so that's what I did. I was on the roof and I jumped up and like elbow out, and just came down and cracked my shit on his luggage rack. And the thing was is that I wasn't considering that there was a luggage rack on there. And so my thought process was like, oh, I'll just jump on it. It's a van top. It won't hurt that bad. But it's a minivan, and there's a luggage rack on top of it.
Yeah, there always is.
Bro, crack
some
my
of them
shit.
are pretty solid.
Bro, oh man, and my dude was so mad. Shout out to Jason. Bro, no, dude. So that same guy. Okay, so I was working at this tattoo shop, but way back in like 2001, bro. And I picked up this dude. I think his name was Justin, and I went to his house to get. I don't know. He was drinking a lot. He couldn't drive, so my buddy's like, "Hey, take him over to his house." I was like, all right, bro. So I take him over there and I pull up in this truck and I'm in an apartment complex. All right. So I pulled up, I'm facing a fence and there's like, I don't know, 6 apartments. So it's a big complex. So there's like 6 apartments deep before the fence from where I'm at. Right. A lot of space, dude, 100 yards maybe. And so I'm sitting in my truck and he gets out to go in his apartment. I was like, dude, I gotta take a piss, man. And I didn't know his old lady like that. So I just went around the corner where that fence was at. I drove my truck up to the fence, got out, and I ran around the corner to go take a leak. I'm peeing, and I hear, like, bugs. And I was like, what the hell is that? I look down, and there's a severed deer head, all right? And I don't mean, like, on, like, a piece of wood, bro. I mean, like, hacked off with a fucking hacksaw or something, dude. And there's, like, just bugs and maggots and shit in it. And so I was like, what is this, bro? And so I was like, I got the best idea ever. And that guy, Justin, I know that he doesn't know what's going on. He's drunk all the time. So I grabbed the deer head by the antlers and I put it on the front of his car. and I get back in my truck and I back up. So he doesn't even know that I moved my truck up. And so I'm sitting in my truck like this, just kind of waiting on him, right? I'm like, I wonder what he's going to do. I was like, surely he'll know it was me and he'll get all mad and punch me or something, and that'll be that. And so he comes outside and he's like, he walks right past his car, right? And he stops and he looks over his shoulder and he looks around and he goes, Randy, come help me. And I'm like, what? And so I'm giggling, bro. I'm starting to laugh, right? And he's like, how the fuck did this? And he picks up this deer head, just slinging it all around, and there's like shit falling out of it. And he's like, how the fuck did this? And he runs over to my truck, bro, and he throws it in the bed of my truck, and he goes, come on, man, let's get the fuck out of here. Somebody's fucking with me. And I was like, what is happening? And so I didn't want to tell him it was me because I was scared at this point, bro. And so we get back to the tattoo shop, and he gets out and he runs inside, and he's telling the guy that owns the place, like, dude, there's a friend of ours. He's like, man, there was somebody put a deer head on my car. And the guy I'm talking about, Corey, he like looks at the guy that owns the shop, looks up out the window, looks right at me, and I'm just shaking my head like, yeah, it was me, bro. Like, he knows it's me. And so he goes kind of like, he's tattooing, so he can't really do anything. So he looks at me like this, and I say, hold on a second. And I go grab the deer head out of my back of my truck, and I'm walking up to the front of this tattoo shop at like 9:30 at night, bro. People everywhere. And that guy, Jason, who I jumped on his van, comes walking outside. I was like, hey, Jason, catch. And I threw it, and his freaking hand went inside like bro, like in the, bro. Yeah, dude. Man, shout out to like Pride Kill. Shout out to Jason Freeman. Shout out to Corey Rogers tattooing, man. Like, we used to have so much fun, bro. Man, this dude came in the shop one night and was talking all kinds of noise, and I don't remember what he was talking about, but the owner of the place grabbed a big plate glass table that was like 4 or 5 foot wide and just chucked it at this dude. And the guy did one of these numbers, and it was like, boom, pop, and it sprayed glass everywhere. He hit me with a taser once, bro. I pepper sprayed him when he was taking a shit. We used to have fun, bro.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Like,
that sounds like what we do.
Wild. No, dude, we were back in the early 2000s. We were stupider than stupid. Yeah. I'm running my mouth a whole lot this episode, man. I'm sorry.
No worries, man.
Yeah,
I'm apologizing to the audience. They're like, this fucking guy won't shut up. But I mean, it's just a hangout, bro. That's what the podcasts are. They're hangouts.
Yeah,
like, you can't. But I was just trying to chill with you guys for a little bit and hang out and talk, get to know y'all, man. You sound like you're awesome dudes.
Yeah, right back at you.
But well, I usually try to cap these things off in about an hour. I would love to keep in touch with you guys. I plan on doing that. Are there any local bands outside of KRASH and Repair that you guys would like to shout out and give some shine to?
Yeah, we got a few that we're going to be putting out actually from our label. Like I'm ordering the tapes for Xsang here on Friday. Xsang,
okay.
EXSANG. They're kind of deep and crusty like us too.
They kind of sound like Repulsion or like kind of like Terrorizer, World Downfall kind of stuff. Like,
yeah,
grindcore.
Also, there's another band, Dead Shit Earth. I like those guys a lot too. They sound really good.
It's a good name.
Trying to put those guys out as quickly as they can get something fucking recorded. But.
Right.
Oh, and there's also a beatdown band here called Reject that just started a while back, and they're the homies. They're fucking good. So definitely check out Reject.
Yeah, send me a few links if you don't mind. I'll do some promo on my channel.
Yeah, we'll do for sure.
That's awesome, dude. Well, man, it's been awesome talking to you guys. I know I did hog the mic tonight. I'm sorry. I'm all hyper and shit. I'm stoked to talk to you guys.
Same, dude.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, I vote that we get back on here in a few weeks, maybe a month or two, or maybe a couple of months away, and talk again at some point if you guys have the time. It's been a pleasure speaking with you guys, man. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna email to hit you up on the IG here in a little bit, and I'd love to grab some swag from you guys. And let me know what else I can do to help you guys out. If you ever need help with tapes or something like that, let me know. I'm down for cross promo, whatever, however I can help. But that zine idea is great, man. If you really don't mind having some contribution, I would love to help.
I'd love to, dude. I've been trying to think of what we're gonna put in there. So let's work together for sure.
Dude, I would love to do like a couple of reviews or something like written out album reviews. Like, doesn't have to be crazy long. Just like, because I mean, between I don't know how many people you're gonna have involved. I guess is it both of y'all doing it, or is it just you?
It's gonna be both of us.
Yeah.
I mean, so let's say that there are 3 people contributing like content to it, Bro, there's no reason to believe that the three of us couldn't come up with a dozen other bands that the other two of us haven't ever heard of. Like, it would be so easy to contribute like reviews and stuff, and like maybe some art. I could come up with art. I love creating artwork. So like, I could put like promo art for like merch drops that I want to have and shit. Just just cool shit, man. Cool street art and stuff. So
yeah, let's make it happen, dude, for sure.
Fuck yeah, dude. I will reach out soon to talk about that then, man. Thank you guys so much for coming on and hanging out, man.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate it a lot.
Hell yeah, dude. Repair. Go check out Repair and Crash on Bandcamp. I'll be putting links to both of them in the description right at the top. So go check that out. When you guys get on Spotify, make sure that I'm aware of that so I can spread that around too. If you have any questions, anything I can help with in any way, shape, or form, please reach out and let me know. I'm down to help. So
awesome. Thanks, man.
Fuck yeah, man. All right, everybody. We'll see you guys next time on the Punk Rock Review podcast. Thank you for hanging out. I love you guys. Like it, subscribe, spread the word. Peace.
Fuck yeah.